It's the Desert Valley, where we host round number 6 of the Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series. This is the pre-race show presented by Let's Go Logano. My name is Kenneth Bueno. Alongside me in the booth is fellow racer and analyst JJ Hill. And as well, we have the sponsor for our pre-race show, Let's Go Logano. Of course, welcome both of you to the booth. First of all, welcome, James. We're amazing. It's great to have you here.
It's great to be here. Looking forward to tonight's pre-race show.
And LGL, welcome, first time in the booth tonight. You're the sponsor of our pre-race show. Is there anything you'd like to say, first of all, for an opening statement, introduction?
Well, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. Finally, getting to be in the booth, talk to my the people I'm representing. It's just a really cool experience to be here overall.
Well, we're glad to have you here in KBRN Studios. And one of the things we're talking about, this is race 6 here at Phoenix International Raceway. There was a last-minute schedule change. We had Oxford Plains originally on the schedule, and it was changed to the Phoenix Raceway, which was run by the Street Stocks in the official races a couple weeks ago, I believe last week. So it's interesting. We're going to have a fun race here tonight. Couple of things to cover before we get into driver interviews and such. We'll go over your points standings and how they run after race number 5. Topping the point standings is the 87 of Blaze McKinney, 37 points, 2 wins. Picked up a win last week at Charlotte. Charlie Byer in second, just 1 point behind. Shane DiMantova in third, just 2 points behind, also with the W at Texas. Kenneth Bueno, which is me, yours truly, at 4th place, just 3 points behind the first place standings. Glenn Bungen in the top 5, tied with Jack D'Andrea, also 4 points behind both of them. Keelan Belsha, 9 points behind. JJ Hill, who's joining us in the booth tonight, is 13 points behind in 8th place. And then the last 3 on the point standings is Eli Comerford, 19 points behind. James Youngman and Preston Cope round out the point standings. And one of the things I want to ask you, JJ, is how have you seen these point standings as they have shaken up throughout these seasons?
Well, I think point standings are definitely interesting, to say the least. I mean, Keelan Belsha led the points very early on, but Charlie Byer made a strong showing these past couple of weeks to get himself back up into championship contention. And Blaze McKinney, been the class of the field the entire year, goes to show in the point standings, and he's probably the championship favorite at this point.
Well, yeah, we've certainly seen the points shake up. And going into the championship, this is race 6. We have a couple races left. We have some of the races that we'll cover right here on your screen. You'll see the upcoming schedule. You see the 5 races that we've already ran. You've seen the winners, Blaze McKinney winning at Charlotte, Shane DiMantova winning race 2, JJ Hill in the booth tonight winning race 3 at USA. The Daytona winner was Glenn Bungen, and Blaze McKinney took his second win at Charlotte. Once again, he's been undefeated. And tonight we're at Phoenix. A couple races now in the future. Lanier, race 7. Michigan, race 8. Texas will be the finale, race 9. And how has this schedule really... Well, I'm sorry, as I should say. Since we're getting to the end of the season now, this is kind of the last... This is the home stretch. This is for the people in the points, just a couple points behind. This is the chance to make up those points and get within championship contention. What strategy do these guys got to make to get back in the points in these next few races?
Well, really, I think it's anybody's game at this point. Anybody from, like, I'd say the entire top 8, I think, has a chance. Maybe not 8th. I'm a little too far behind there, but top 7, they definitely have a chance. Anything can happen these next couple tracks. It's a large variety. Anything can happen tonight at Phoenix. It could get crazy tonight.
Yeah, and of course, it's going to be a crazy one here tonight. One thing to mention is that we will also be doing heat races for the remainder of the season. So we'll see heat racing qualifying through the rest of the 4 races until the final race. And, of course, within the seasons in the future. Now, Lanier is probably the one that I'm most interested in. It's a dirt race. So we haven't seen any of these drivers touch the dirt surface in this league yet. So I believe that's going to be probably one of the more interesting races we'll see in the field and really show some of the driving talent from some of these drivers.
I mean, yeah, you got to think it's going to favor the dirt guys. I mean, Charlie Byer, he's got some experience on the dirt. I think it his race to lose when we go to Lanier. He's a really good dirt guy. You never know though. These dirt races tend to have some controversy in them most of the time.
Yeah, it's super controversial. I know you follow the world of Outlaw, so I know you're very, very experienced when it comes to dirt racing and all the physics and all that stuff. So that's certainly some good analytical coverage there. But before anything, we'll get into the pre-race interviews shortly. But LG, I want to talk to you. We have kind of neglected you in the booth for the beginning portion of this show, but
it's all good. It's okay.
I want to ask you, how did you get into the series? Did you get any feelings going into the series, knowing you're presenting a pre-race show, knowing you're presenting some races that you're part of this league?
Well, I was there for the first race, and I was there during the inception, the idea of this series, when we were all just like messing around, and it got brought up. I don't have iRacing. I really wish I did, because then I would definitely take place. It looks like a lot of fun to be part of this. But I'm glad that my name gets to be represented somewhat within the series, even though I don't actually get to race in the series. The fact that I get to present the series is pretty cool. My name's on the side of all the race cars. That's pretty interesting. It's just overall cool thing to be a part of. Just a little fun little series, you know. Bunch of boys being boys, you know.
Yes, sir. It is certainly a bunch of fun here in the Quarantine Street Stock Series, and going into Phoenix, I think there's a lot of talking points about this track. I mean, it's the old Phoenix Oval. This is without the dogleg. This has just the normal the grass on the inside, so we won't be using a dogleg here, and the line will be on the front straightaway instead of where it is now at the current ISM or Phoenix Raceway, as I should say. It was renamed back again. And JJ, what kind of predictions do you see? Do you see some drivers kind of excelling in this kind of racetrack where it's kind of low banked? It's kind of slower than some of the other tracks. You know, you've got the corners, the wide corners, especially in 3 and 4, and the different types of angles and stuff like that.
This race is going to favor the long run. The guys who can save their tires the longest, because this track eats up tires. I'm telling you, whoever manages their tires the best keeps the car underneath them during the early run, where, I mean, the cars here get really, really loose on the opening run. Whoever can do that, I think, has a great shot at winning tonight. I'm looking at Keelan Belsha. He has run fantastic in the official races here. Averaged a third place finish almost every single race, even got a couple wins. I really like what I see out of the Trip IK9 car.
Yeah, and you were formerly part of that team. You were formerly part of KBR, Keelan Belsha Racing, and I know you've recently switched to your own team in your own race shop. You know, is there anything within that relationship that you know? Is there some secrets that Keelan may have to attack this racetrack tonight?
None that I know of per se. I know he's a talented race car driver. He may have a little magic down there with the Trip car. But other than that, he's just a really good driver at this track, knows what he's doing, can save the tires, and he does it pretty damn well.
Yeah, Trip will be showing him the way to victory lane if he can pull that off tonight. We'll get some drivers. Yes,
we're allowed to cuss on this show?
Well, we're on YouTube. I don't have big subscriber counts, so I believe you can get away with a couple things. But
he said the D word.
Oh, that ain't bad. That's just short track racing.
Well,
short track racing.
Well, we'll get some drivers in here to interview prior to race number 6 and see how their opinions on the championship and especially the way they're racing at this track will shake out. We'll bring one of the drivers in. We'll bring Charlie Byer in the booth. Charlie Byer, this is KBRN. You got us up here?
Yes, sir.
All right, Charlie. Well, we had some struggles early in the stream. Just apologize to the people watching. But, Charlie, you are second in the points as we stand. I believe you're 1 point behind Blaze McKinney. We're going to Phoenix, which is a track that the official races have run just a couple times. Tell me what your mindset is going here and how you can shake up the championship point standings to put yourself up front.
Well, Kenneth, I have no experience here. I have not run a race here. I have not put a single lap of practice in. So, I'm just going to go out. I'm going to do the best that I can and yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm kind of going in as a kind of blindfolded. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens.
No, okay. Well, since you have no experience at this track, like you say, within the next 3 races, we have Lanier Dirt, which we were just mentioning earlier. Me and JJ were talking about how you're one of the guys that might be the favorites going into Lanier, especially since you're very experienced within the dirt scene, and especially with Michigan and Texas coming in later in the season. Is there any strategy going into those tracks, especially Lanier, since we know you're very good at dirt?
Yeah. um. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Lanier. I think we have a big advantage going into there, knowing that I race a lot of sprint car series, a lot of dirt series, midgets. I love racing those cars, and I think I'll have the edge on dirt.
Well, Charlie, thank you for joining us. One more thing, actually, you mentioned before the show that we talked prior to the show that you have a new scheme tonight that you're wanting to reveal.
Yes, sir. Let me see it.
And we're ready to show it on here on KBRN.
Oh
Here
boy,
it
here we go.
is. This is the Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series paint scheme. This is based off the league itself. Charlie, can you tell us about the scheme? Anything? How you came up with this scheme?
Well, I own the league.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Truly That's amazing. Well, Charlie, thank you for joining us here in the KBR booth. We're great to have you here. We wish you luck going into Phoenix tonight. It's going to be a great one.
All right, thank you, man.
Charlie Byer, the owner of the league. That's the best reason, actually.
So smelly, dude. Disgusting.
I think that's the best reason why anyone should have a paint scheme ever. Well, we'll have somebody else in the booth tonight. JJ, I'm gonna give you the choice of the next driver to give an interview to tonight. I know we have a couple drivers in the other channel that are willing to give their opinions on this race. So
let's go with Keelan Belcher.
All right, Trip Machine is coming into the booth. First of all, Keelan, you got us.
Stop laughing because Charlie was sitting on the. Oh.
Hey!
All right, JJ.
My bad.
JJ, I'll let you take this one away.
Keelan, welcome to the booth. Glad to have you.
What's up?
Well, Keelan, you're coming into a track where you have a lot of experience at. What are your thoughts going into tonight's race? Only 9 points back of the championship.
Well, like I said last week, we just got to run up front. We last week was all right. We were mediocre. Felt like we won that heat race that we were in, but we couldn't get any further up than really fifth all day. So, I mean, Phoenix, I liked it. I I liked the track last week. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I last week they were racing official down here, and I had some pretty good runs here. So I feel like we just gotta keep it clean today, keep track position, and we can stay up front, maybe close that points gap.
Now, Keelan, tell us, is there something magical with Tripp on the car?
Well, I mean, he's been on our car almost every race this year, but I'm starting to think he's bad luck because the one race that we didn't have him on the car, we finished in second. So, we're gonna put him back on tonight, I guess, and we'll see if it works. Maybe we gotta take him off. Maybe he just needs to sit in the pit box.
And then, lastly, going into Lanier next week on the dirt, what are your thoughts going into there?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Dirt, I'm not very good at it, but I mean, I just hope we can perform. Just run up front. I don't know if anybody else is more experienced than I, so as long as I finish better than Eli Comerford, I think I'm gonna be alright.
All right, Keelan, thanks for joining us in the KBRN studio, and have a great race tonight.
Yeah, you as well.
Keelan Belsha, giving some tips on the magical factor in this trip scheme. Certainly very interesting that we'll have one of those drivers. He's gonna slap the sticker on there, so it's gonna be fun to see.
I would say that that Trip being the sponsor of Keelan Belsha is probably the longest running sponsor so far in the series.
That is true. We have had a lot of different paint schemes, different sponsors. I think we have the middle ground on the main sponsors. It's usually KBRN, you of course, Let's Go Logano. We have Eli's father's company, SDC. I believe NOS Energy is in there as well, and the Trip IK9 logo is on there as well. So we have long-standing sponsors here in the Street Stock Series. We're gonna bring another driver in, and that is your points leader, the man in the catbird seat, Blaze McKinney. First of all, Blaze, welcome to the KBRN Studios. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right, Blaze. Well, you are in the catbird seat. You are the driver that everyone's trying to hunt down. You're first in the points. You're definitely the highest I-rating driver in this series, I believe. So tell us what your mindset is going into Phoenix and within the last couple races to seal the championship.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're out front, but that means we got a bounty on our heads, so they're gonna come for us, and we're just gonna be ready for it. I mean, just here to have some fun. I'm not gonna go all try hard. I just wanna have some fun, and we'll see what happens. I know most of us probably don't have a lot of practice here. This is just an older track, so it's just gonna be something fun, old surface, so it'll be interesting. I'm excited for it.
You mentioned the practice. Have you run any practice laps here just to get a feel of the track? You know, since it's been a while, it's a legacy track, so I know a lot of people don't really use this track often. Have you used this track within the recent couple of days to get a feel?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. Just street stocks, you don't have to have too much practice to get used to them. Just a couple laps and you'll be good. And I haven't raced on this track, like since like my street stock days when I was like Glenn Bundren with my like 700 I rating at one point. But that's pretty much the last time I've raced this track.
I think we should get Glenn's opinion on that. I think.
Yeah,
that'll
you
be
should drag him in after me. You should drag him in, talk to him.
Well, Blaze, we heard you also have a new scheme you're going tonight. I know that you've been changing the schemes up between the past couple of weeks. I know you had the Get Out of the Way NBC Fox car that we had. I know you had the Clorox paint scheme last week, which you won. Now tell us about this scheme. We're gonna reveal the scheme now. Here it is. Tell us about the scheme first of all. This is incredible.
Well, I don't know if any of you guys know, it's Professor's the YouTube channel, and then Beef Boss is basically the main part of the channel, and it's just one of my favorite things I watch on YouTube, and I just thought it would be hilarious to just throw everything, like all the me's and stuff on the car everywhere. So, you got Matt on the quarter panel.
Yeah, I see a couple other people there.
Yeah, there's a couple things on there. Yeah, there's some on the stuff on the black back bumper too, but couldn't throw more than one picture in here, so I just got one of the whole car and decided I didn't want it just one whole color, so I decided to add a little stripe on the bottom to give it some flavor. But yeah, we'll see if we can bring it to victory lane.
And this is giving me throwback vibes. I used to play Wii Sports back in the day, and
Yeah,
I think most of us had a childhood involving Wii Sports, and this is a classic, to be honest.
it's great. Yeah, it just sparked in my mind, and I whipped it up in like 25 minutes. So I thought it'd be fun to do. So yeah, we'll see what we can do with it.
All right, Blaze. Well, we wish you luck out there on the track in the Beef Boss car. We'll see if you can tower over everyone with that car tonight. It's gonna be fun watching you out there. Thank you for joining us.
Yep, thank you.
Blaze McKinney, man, in first in points with the Beef Boss car. That's amazing. That's something you can't like make up. Well, JJ, I'll give you the choice, of course, for the next driver. We have a couple drivers in the channel still that we have yet to interview. So
I don't think we've talked to Eli yet.
Eli, he didn't want to join us for the commentator, so I'm a little bit salty, but we'll bring him in anyway. JJ, I'll let you take this one away.
Eli Comerfield.
Shove it in your coochie. Hey. Oh, wait, what? Oh, hey, I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm fantastic. So, Phoenix tonight.
Phoenix.
What are your thoughts going into tonight, knowing this track is fairly difficult for a street stock?
Well, I hope I get a little lesson in practice because I've yet to ever race here in my entire life. So, I don't know what's going to go on, to be honest.
Very interesting. So, now I ask, heat racing. I would love to know your thoughts on that as the series is starting to implement that for the rest of the season.
I love it. I hope we have it for the rest of the season. I think it's way much funner. Adds more racing. I like it way better than normal qualifying.
And now, Eli, you're 19 points back of first place. You're pretty much done for the championship points. Is it just go big or go home now?
I think it's just wreck Keelan a lot of times. That's all I'm going for. Just get him out of my way. That's my main goal now because I'm just out. You know.
I agree.
Yep.
And then last question. Dirt racing next week. Do you have any experience on the dirt? And who do you see as an early favorite for that race?
I do not. I'm gonna have to get a bunch of practice in, but I'm excited. I love dirt. I'm excited at my first dirt race, but I think it's Charlie because Charlie be like World of Outlaws guy, so he likes dirt, so he'll be good.
He do be Kyle Larson.
Oh, I would make that comparison.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh man, that is rough.
Charlie fires Kyle Larson.
Well,
But
Eli, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you. Thanks for
Good
having
luck
me.
tonight.
Thank you.
Eli Comerford wrecked Keelan a bunch of times. That's the most interesting thing he said in this interview. And the fact that you agreed, that's I don't know what to say. We'll bring another driver in here, and I think one of the things we've just asked is just how intense the dirt race will be. I mean, a lot of guys, we've already talked to a couple of them. They said they really don't have much experience, I believe, on the dirt. So, that's going to be a fun
so
one.
the dirt guys will definitely show next week.
Yeah, and I don't have any dirt experience either, so I'm going to be struggling. I'm going to be in the wall a couple of times. If you see me in the wall, just mind your business. That's
okay. I'll make sure to do that as I lap you.
Okay. Well,
I'm kidding, Kenneth. Calm down. You're gonna be fine.
We'll bring Salty. I keep saying it on
Lord.
stream. Well, that's Salty LA fan on Instagram. But
Yes.
Jack DeAndre. We'll bring Jack in here. First of all, Jack, welcome to the KBRN Studios. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right, Jack. Well, we've talked to a couple drivers already, and one thing that seems to come out most of these drivers' mouth is inexperience. They've never really raced at Phoenix. They don't really spend too much time on this track. Have you spent some time on this track to practice and get some feel of the car?
Yeah, not really. I tried to run a couple practice laps this morning, and it ended up just being I ran one lap, and then it turned into me drifting through turn 3 for like 40 minutes. So that was the extent of my practice session.
All right. Well, I know this race is one of the important ones. You are currently tied for 5th in the point standings. We know you've fallen back just a couple of points after last week's race, after the chaos that was last week at Charlotte. And is there any sort of mindset you're bringing within these last couple of races to kind of put yourself back in the championship picture?
Yeah, just kind of stay being consistent like I was towards the beginning of the season when I was running like 3rd or 4th each week. Last week was kind of the first time that I had a bad finish, so hopefully I could get back into being consistent and running up front.
All right, well, Jack, one of the final questions I want to ask you is, we know you ran the Yankee with no brim car at Daytona. Will we see another meme car like that again in the future?
Well, I can't say anything yet, but I would not be surprised. Yeah, tonight I'm just running the Baja Blast car. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, the Chase Elliott car. Well, Jack, thank you for being in the booth with us tonight. We wish you luck here at Phoenix, and we hope to see you make that comeback story into the championship picture soon enough. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. See you in Victory Lane.
All right, there's the confidence.
Oh.
There's some confidence from Jack right now. That's amazing. That's cool. I've said amazing a billion
when he
times.
qualifies almost dead last after the heat race.
He is a hot lapper. I wouldn't be surprised if we have anything from him in this track. And he also said he doesn't have experience either at this track. So I think it's gonna be a wild card. Who's gonna really show out here at Phoenix? JJ, I want to give LGL an interview actually, just for the sake of having an interview. Is there any drivers you want to interview that's in here? That's left.
Anyone I want? I mean, we've done the main contenders. I feel.
Well,
who haven't we done?
We haven't done Shane and Glenn Budgeon.
Let's go for Shane.
All right, Shane. Well, LGL, I'll let you take this one away. So.
Hello, Shane. You got a copy in the KBRN booth?
Yeah, I gotcha.
How's it going, man?
A little petrified, man. The random chimp event's gonna happen sometime.
Yeah. So you're running a chimp event car, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, gotta be prepared, man. Anytime it could happen.
Yeah, dude, I completely agree. You never know when a bunch of monkeys are gonna jump out of the stands onto the racetrack, cause some debris cautions.
Oh yeah,
NASCAR. Yeah, you gotta take
Just-
control of that.
exactly. I mean, you never know.
So how are you feeling about this race?
Pretty good. I mean, I don't know who said that Keelan was the favorite, but he's just a hot lapper, so they don't know what the heck they're talking about. But yeah,
You
feeling
have
good.
a Did you do any practice at this track?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems to be the theme
Yeah,
going into this event.
I
Uh,
know.
have you so you're pretty confident with your skills behind the wheel at any track, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. They're
You're
all out here
definitely
having fun, so.
the intimidator of the series. I would argue with that nice chimp car. Salty
Me.
just joined and then left for some reason. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that car. I can't get like past the fact that you're running such a nice scheme. The
Oh
the
yeah.
the chimp car. Uh, Obviously, I took part in the idea of that car when we were discussing that in Discord. I'm really I'm looking really forward to seeing it out on track. I cannot wait for some killer photos.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so I just wanted to know, how do you think you can get back in contention or like for the lead of the point standing? What do you think you have to do to try and get a shot at this championship?
Just win another race, honestly. We're only a couple points back, and I mean, it's the only way we can
You're not even.
10th place.
Oh my god.
That's Charlie, but yeah.
Also, why do you think Charlie sucks so bad? Why do you think he's such a stupid idiot?
I mean, who knows?
It's unanswered questions.
Yeah,
I just
I don't know. It's a
yeah.
good question.
I just wanted to drag you in here to say, good luck out there, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing that chimp car out on track.
Yeah.
I really I wanted to. You got to do all you can. Get in front of that Baja Blast car. Okay?
Yeah, I mean,
You have to finish.
I
You
want to
have
give a
to.
quick shout out to my sponsors. You got the Random Chimp event, got to be prepared. You got Buffalo Child Wings, LGL, and yeah, that's really about it.
Yeah, I finish in front of that Chase Elliott car. It's disgusting.
That's not very.
That's about it, I think.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for doing this.
Have a Shane D. Manitoba in the booth. He's currently third in the points, so that's going to be intriguing as to how he's going to attack the last couple of races, especially the dirt. We've mentioned the dirt way too much on this broadcast, but justly so. That race is going to be a spectacle. But for now, we have our race at Phoenix. We have one more driver we're going to bring in the booth. That is Glenn Bundren, and he also has a special paint scheme he wants to show tonight. We'll let JJ take this one away on the interview.
Bundren Lawn Care.
Yes, sir.
Glenn Bundren, how are you today?
I am well. I am hotter than hell. I mean, heck.
That's okay. We only got like 15 viewers. You can say hell.
Hell.
Well, we have 9 viewers.
Damn,
Not close enough. Anyways,
Numbers
Mr.
are hard.
Bundren Lawn Care himself,
It's the CEO himself.
the CEO
Alright.
himself. What is your experience here at Phoenix in a street stock?
It's a dirt street stock here. You're gonna be sliding around. I have zero experience here. Zero experience. I can't drive a wood screw apparently, according to Blaze, which something smaller in his hands. I don't know what the hell to expect.
Now, we understand that you have a paint scheme you
Yeah, we do.
are interested in
I
showing.
do. I do. I want to show that right now.
All right.
All right.
Here
we
it
go.
is on screen. There it is.
Alrighty. I'm running for Senate in 2022 in the state of Illinois, and I thought I'd get the word out there. I hate Obama. Obama can go to hell.
Oh.
Okay, whoa.
No, man.
We were almost clean at that point, and now we just...
Oh, dang, dude.
Oh, Lord. Glenn, please expand on that scheme without any inappropriate use, please.
It was going so well.
It's green and it has a bunch of lawn care in the back on the ass end of the car, and that's it.
Oh my.
Oh
Well,
Jesus.
okay, Glenn. Let's switch gears here. Going back to next week on the dirt. What's your mindset?
That's my
going
only
into
shot to win, to get another win on the dirt. I'm pretty good at dirt. Me and Charlie are pretty good in dirt. He's good at midgets. I'm good at midgets. So expected. I expect me and Charlie to run top 2 next week. But we got a race here to run at Phoenix International Raceway. That's dead right now. Actually, half of the damn Grand Can's gone. So
Well,
it is quarantine, so
it is quarantine though. Yeah.
Well, Glenn, heat racing. What are your thoughts on it moving forward and the series for the remainder of the races?
Don't die, survive all the laps, and hopefully win the damn thing.
I love this mindset. What a beautiful paint scheme for the CEO of Bundren, Glenn Bundren himself. Thank you for joining the show, and good luck tonight.
Thank you. LG, I love you.
Oh.
Okay, well, we just have some intruders in the booth right now. But that was Glenn Bundren running the Bundren lawn care tonight. It was almost good until he mentioned the Obama part.
Oh, my.
Just to let you know, KBRN has no political opinions, so...
I don't affiliate with those views either.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, well, now we've covered pretty much every driver in the channel. I want to talk to you both now. I want to talk to you about a poll that was recently posted by me a couple days ago, about 5 days ago, which was talking about next season. I know this season's not over yet, but the season is coming to a close, and I know that a lot of drivers are looking forward to next season whenever the quarantine stay-at-home orders by the CDC are lifted, or whenever they're not lifted or extended at some point. And what I want to ask you guys is, it was a question about some tracks that might be used in the next season, and that's of course the Phoenix one that we're implementing tonight. Lanier, which will be happening, which is Lime Rock Park, which is another one, interesting one. The Charlotte Roval, and the last option was no changes. Do you guys have any opinions on what track should be used next season? I'll start with you, JJ.
Well, right now the schedule is fairly diverse. And I say fairly. I'd like it to be a little bit more diverse, and I think bringing more like a road course. I really do like the Lime Rock idea. The Charlotte Roval idea seems like a great one. The track I would love to see street stocks on would be Laguna Seca. I think that would be incredible to watch and race. But realistically, I think if we can get the Charlotte Roval on the schedule and then maybe one more dirt race, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, like you said, the diversity is insane. LGL, do you have any opinions, any predictions on what you want to see next season from these drivers?
I would on the schedule side of things. I think that adding the Charlotte Roval would be a really good decision. I would love to see the drivers try and tackle the Charlotte Roval. Seeing the 7 of Charlie Byer plow into the Harper turn head on. That'd be a sight to see.
Well, Charlie was just barging in here because he likes to do that.
I saw that.
Yeah, I believe we've covered everything prior to this race. Race 6 at Phoenix International Raceway. Not sure what time of day. I believe we're running the afternoon setting, but the sunset, I think, looks the best here at this track. It does the track justice, especially with the wall color and all that. Coming up next, would not be on KBRN, but it will happen. It was the Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series Phoenix 45, presented by SDC. It's a 45-lap event here at the Desert Valley at 10 p.m. Eastern, or I believe I should change that. It should be shortly around 9:45 p.m. Eastern. I believe that covers everything in the show. So before we close out here in the pre-race show, is there any predictions on who you think might take the checkered flag in the Desert Valley?
Well,
first, LGL.
You see, I would like to see, that Monchi car, the Chimp event car, pull into victory lane. But I feel like Keelan Belsha probably has the best shot of pulling the victory lane here today at Phoenix.
Yeah, that's a great pick, LGL. I'd probably say I'm gonna have to go Keelan Belsha too. He's definitely the favorite I feel tonight. But a dark horse. Watch that Bungeon lawn care car. I got a feeling with the Glenn Bungeon car tonight that he's gonna get it done. He's my dark horse tonight.
Well, certainly some interesting things. I think, personally, the man we should be looking at tonight, I believe it'll be... Hold on, let me just look. I believe it'll be Shane. I think Shane has been one of the more consistent drivers. He's ran some great races within the past couple weeks. He already has a win on his resume. So that'll certainly give him some confidence going into this race, and I believe he'll probably shine out of the rest of the ones tonight. Well, that does it for this pre-race show. Very chaotic pre-race show. I think this is the most chaotic we've had ever since we started doing these. I'd like to thank you, JJ, for joining us in the booth. My name is Kenneth Bueno, of course. LGL, thank you for being in the booth tonight. We know this is the first time we've had you in the booth. It's a little crazy, but we certainly appreciate your support for this series and right now and beyond, of course.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Well, that does it for the pre-race show. The Phoenix 45 will happen soon at Charlotte. Thank you for watching. We'll be bringing coverage of the next Quarantine Street Stock Series pre-race show live from the Dirt Linear Circuit. So it will be a certainly exciting one. For JJ Hill and LGL, my name is Kenneth 101 Hand saying thank you for joining us and good night. We'll see you from Phoenix.